Welcome back to episode 2 of the Take One podcast. You are here with your boy Mike Lowry. Once again, I got Colin Johnson with me to the left, but today we got another special guest. We got my boy Fred Daniels in the building. Thank you for joining us. All right, today we got another wide range of things we're going to be talking about, but we're going to always keep it sports because that's what I know and that's what we do. And today I want to start off with getting to know Fred a little bit. We wanted to hear about Fred because Fred, he's had a nice little story. He's done a few different things in his life. He's played college ball. He's served in our military, and now he's a trainer. So I just want to know, get a little story, get a little background on yourself, Fred. What you got for me?
All right, first of all, hey, how's everybody doing? So me, man, I'm a local kid. Started over at John Muir High School. Graduated in 2004. From there, went on to play at Avila University, small school in Kansas City, Missouri. Bounced back, came back home here to Pasadena, played JUCO ball at Pasadena City College, started 10 games, and after that I started having kids. So, just got working, doing a couple of things, and then I actually started training in 2007 at Bally Total Fitness. So worked at a couple places, was at Bally's for about a year. In 2010, I was at Equinox in Pasadena. And then in 2012, that's when I enlisted into the Navy. From the Navy, my primary position was being an aviation structural mechanic, so pretty much working on the hydraulic system and the actual structure of the jet. But other than that, I also was a trainer in the Navy. So as my role there was pretty much helping people that couldn't pass the fitness test get to the standards. So whether you couldn't do enough push-ups or your run wasn't long enough or you just simply needed weight. So that was a rewarding position just because I got to save people's careers. So it was different from trying to get somebody into their wedding dress, which was fulfilling at Bally's, but it's different when you're keeping food on somebody's table. So that's when I knew I was going to be a trainer, forever. And I was going to be a mechanic in the Navy for so long. So after I got out of the Navy, I started working got recertified, went to the National Personal Training Institute in Santa Monica. The difference about going that route from most places is that I actually went to a trainer school. I spent 6 months in a program every day, worked with other aspiring trainers, and, was taught by professional trainers, but also, professors. So we're talking about guys with a master's degree coming back to this program to really not just give us tools on how to find clients and the business side of everything, but we also got the science broken down to us. I had tried to get recertified on deployment on my own, just taking it out of a book. I'd fall asleep reading the book. So I just always want to shout out that school because I think that they're doing it the right way as far as putting quality trainers out there. It's kind of a problem in the industry. People is just kind of either they don't get certified or they get the cheapest certification they can, and then they go out there and they hurt people or they take people's money and they're not getting results. So I think a program like that, you actually learn not just how to be a trainer, but actually how to make people better, how to maximize people's potential, which no matter whether you're a weight loss trainer or if you're a sports trainer, that should be the goal, period, is to help your clients maximize their potential. So after there, I went to Gold's Gym in Pasadena, started training, but at the same time,
shout out Gold's.
Yeah, shout out Gold's Gym, man. It's where me and Colin met. A lot of funny stories.
This is why this episode is going to be key, man. This is my man's. He's a good dude. He helped me get into the whole training business and has been very instrumental in teaching me too. So I'm really happy to have him on, man.
Appreciate that. But also we gotta say rest in peace, Gold Gyms Pasadena, because it's been closed since then. But we gotta throw that in there. But from there I started off training. Colin, I tell you, kind of became the in-house, I don't want to say rebel, but just try to push a lot of different things that I felt was wrong within the business. And next thing I know, I became the manager there. So now, it was my first time. I had been doing training, one-on-one on the side as well as working in Gold's. You're not supposed to say that, but whatever. Like I said, rest in peace, Gold's Gym. So, I was working as an independent trainer, but more with athletes, which Gold's wasn't the place for that anyway. So it's not like I was stealing clients or anything dirty like that. But when I got the opportunity to be the manager, just being in charge of something like an operation like that was intriguing to me, something I hadn't done before. And I needed to tell myself that I could do it, because even though I had kind of like my own business going on, it's different when you're being held accountable by other people. So now I have this, this big, tens of thousands of dollar budget, and I'm in charge of it. Mm-hmm. I'm deciding who works what. I'm deciding, which supplies we buy. I'm deciding on which promotions we do. So I felt like in order to do what I'm doing now, being an independent trainer, I needed to be able to prove to myself that I could do it with somebody else's money first. Mm-hmm. So I definitely wanted to get out there and take that opportunity. Did it for a year. The gym hadn't made a profit in 2 years. And my second month, we started making a profit. In my opinion, we started doing too good because they were able to sell it. So once they sold the gym, I kind of knew the writing was on the wall for me, because that's typically how it goes. New owner, new management team, Mm-hmm. So I just made sure everybody that I hired was good. And then I went off independent and started doing my own thing. And so since that was last June, I've been independent since last June, working with athletes, pretty much all ages. High school, college is kind of the sweet spot, but I've been working with athletes of all ages. Really doesn't matter with me like the level they play at or necessarily the skill level. I just want to work with people that are willing to learn.
Definitely.
Not everybody's coachable. Some parents, they want to have you there, but then they want to tell you how to train their child. Mm-hmm. I like working with parents and kids that are not only both engaged but willing to learn. Definitely. So the best thing about being independent is being able to pick and choose who I get to work with and spend the amount of time. I've trained Colin before, like if we need 1 hour and 30 to get it done because we got to do this 30-minute stretch session, then that's what I do. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I'm getting paid per session, not necessarily per hour. Mm-hmm. And it just all depends, but those decisions I get to make by myself. Okay. So that's the best part about being independent.
And when it comes to training these athletes, and even if they don't come to you, what's a tool or what's something that you would probably tell somebody when it comes to deciphering or trying to navigate these waters of all these, quote unquote, gurus and trainers that, are supposedly able to, get results that, might not be possible?
So basically, how do you decipher between what trainer's legit, and what trainer isn't? My biggest thing is you should be able to have a consultation session with that trainer. The best trainers aren't chasing money. So if they see something in your child that they want to work with, they'll give you that free consultation. And everything that they have you do, you need to ask why. And if you get some sort of tough guy, like because I said so response, then that's not the trainer for you. Every trainer I know that's worth his salt studies and studies and studies. They don't all have degrees, but they study. So these guys are filled with knowledge. If they're not willing to share that knowledge, then there's a problem, because most of us, sports science nerds, we're always trying to prove how smart we are. Mm-hmm. So if I'm not going to I get excited when somebody asks me why, because I get to nerd out and say, okay, well this, but also it's important that you know why we're going to do this 10 times if you don't get it right, because we need to be able to get this result on the field. So it's one thing to just beat a kid in the ground with up and downs or burpees and just grit training, tough guy training. Your personal trainer isn't for that. I'm not here to make anybody tougher or trying to get anybody disciplined. I might try to get you disciplined in your body movements, but your attitude, I'm not even dealing with you if you don't have an attitude. So everything that I do has a scientific reason, and every good trainer I know is the same way, and they should be able to share that reason so you're able to lock in, because we're all trying to get the maximum engagement from our athletes. So if I could tell you this is why it's done, and get you to so I want to be able to stop on a dime like Barry Sanders. That's why I need to do this. Right. Oh, okay, boom. You know what I mean? And that's always been my tool, is to be able to observe on the field and then try to find a movement that replicates that in the gym. So that way we could train that. So this kid's like, if a kid trains with me, he's not doing spin moves because he thought it was cool on Madden. It's because, you know, we worked on his precision movement and he feels powerful enough to go off of one leg and spin and then accelerate up the field. So that I would say always ask your trainer why.
Also, don't get caught up in this Instagram, man. Instagram make any trainer look good, man. I'm telling you. I'm not throwing shade on these Instagram trainers, but get in contact with them. Don't just buy any program just because it'll promise you all the results and everything. If you can have a conversation with that person who's selling that training program and putting them videos out, like Fred is saying, have a conversation with them. Get a consultation. Ask why. When I work out with Fred, he mentioned training with me. We're trying to get my vertical jump together. I'm always asking why. I need to know why I'm doing something as it translates to the game. So never stop asking why, man. He's hitting on all great points right there. And don't get fooled by the videos.
Look, man, like no disrespect to nobody, but if you have a trainer, if you see a trainer on Instagram with a 20 cone drill, like you need to ask why. I cannot like tell you why a running back would need a 20 cone drill or a drill that lasts 5 minutes. I've never seen a football play that lasts 5 minutes. So everything that you train for is specific. Now, they have some outside the box scientific reason. I would love to hear it because like I'm literally a student still right now, Cal Baptist University, but at the same time, like I'm always a student of sports science no matter what. I'm always looking to find out, okay, what's new? Why did this happen? So, you know, I'm not saying I know everything, but I have a good idea that a lot of these drills are, can you cuss on here?
Yeah.
A lot of these drills are bullshit.
Yeah, and that's what I want people to understand, that there's different grinds. You know, all these, there's different grinds for all this, you know what I'm saying? And when it comes to people underestimate or, you know, kind of look at pro athletes and, you know, we do give them their props, but at the same time, they don't see the work that is put in. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times as fans, we get caught up in the, man, they should have been able to do this. They should have been able to do that. But at the same time, we got to sometimes step back and look and be like, look at the stage that they're on. You know what I'm saying? And to the way they had to prepare and the way they had to train, like that right there, just becoming a pro athlete in itself is just a crazy feat. So I think that's also the thing that people need to understand when it comes to this training situation. Like, first off, not everybody is going to be that, you know what I'm saying? And they need to temper back their expectations on what is really possible for them.
You're going to get sold a lot of bullshit, too. Don't get me wrong. There's going to be a lot of money-thirsty guys out there that's going to sell you a sack of crack. But you got to be smart, like you're saying. Realize what you're doing, what you can do. And
don't get fooled by the name drop either, because there's a lot of trainers that will that have been around certain players and then will claim them in order to get you to open up your checkbook. So the name drop doesn't mean anything. It's why, like, really do a session, you know what I mean? Like, do a session with the person. Like, maybe the name drop is the gateway and you think, okay, well, this trainer worked with this person and you like their way their game is, and then you could get in there and see. But you'll be able to tell the more questions you ask, like how much this trainer had to do with certain somebody's success. So just like I said, why? The biggest question to find out is why.
Well, when it comes to training, and it, like you said you've been training college athletes. That's kind of, the college has kind of been where your sweet spot is. What do you think about college and high school? What do you think about the situation we have right now in the Pac-12 with these players all deciding that they want to try to unionize and try to get some kind of uniform situation going? But not only, it's funny because it's for COVID, but they're also pushing for these, you know, social reforms that we've been having going on lately these days. And I think it's really interesting to see where this is headed. I commend them for attempting this for sure, but I don't see this as something that's gonna spread beyond the Pac-12 and beyond the West Coast, just because of how the way it's set up, you know, and just how people more or less see just how we think over here. You know, I don't think we can go to the SEC and see some situation where they're, you know, even thinking about trying to unionize. I feel like they're going to nip that in the bud real quick. But just that we're kind of in a more liberal place, I feel like it gives it more, you know, a wider berth in the sense. I don't know how far they'll make it, but just the fact that they're able to get these little things going. They got over 400 or something people in this union. I think that's just that's a great step.
Definitely. Now, see, the thing is, I know we talked about this, earlier in our pre-production, but something that just hit my mind when we talk about like teams like in the SEC being able to get on board with something like this or having this leverage. It sounds crazy because one, we know that the booster game in the SEC is completely different than it is in the Pac-12. Oil money says so. However, did you think that one player would be able to change the state flag at Mississippi? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so what I love about this whole thing, and we don't have to get into the details of what we agree with that they're saying and what we don't agree with. But what I love about it is it's healthy capitalism. It's the other side realizing that they have leverage too. So they might not be able to get everything that they want, but they're going to get something. There's going to be something done in this just because now the players realize, like, they have leverage. And like I said, if the Pac-12 becomes like more player friendly, then maybe you don't get like all the 5 stars and stuff like that, but you're going to get the majority of the 3 stars and 4 stars. What's beautiful about this though is now, like you got the HBCUs to kind of look and see like, okay, what can we do? Because they're starting to get guys, and now, but it's all about the players have options. So what are these conferences going to do in order to appease these players? Because it's, like they're going to get something out of the Pac-12 that's going to look appetizing to all of the players around the country. You know what I mean? They're going to look at that like, oh, that's what they're doing in the Pac-12. So everybody's going to have to bring something to the table. Now, I mean, to be honest, if that means, hey, more under the cash money for the SEC players, I'm not even mad at that because it's still compensation and it's going to happen no matter what. So, I mean, I think it's good that the players are realizing their leverage and able to make things happen because something's going to happen out of it. There's just too many players.
Yeah, but at the same time, when you look at it, also, you got to think, like, the coach out in Washington State, kind of, he quote-unquote is rocking with everybody, saying all the right things, but at the same time, the players that, are feeling it, that are a part of this, they don't know where they stand in the program. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when it comes to situations like this, it's like, yeah, you might have leverage, but at the same time, if they liable to pull your scholarship over this situation, it's like how you.
Why I'm saying if a coach in Washington State can't get behind the other stuff or the black stuff, maybe a coach at Howard will. It's just not
snowball effect maybe.
So it could be, but we could have a whole conversation of the HBCU. I know that's not on the rundown, but in general, like you're gonna have. I mean, hey, it doesn't even have to be HBCU because honestly, like USC before the Reggie Bush era, like USC was really popping before, like schools in the South were taking black players, and then Bear Bryant, he didn't get 1, he got 12. So if that's what needs to be done to win, you know what I mean? Like, look, like I said, the kid just changed the state flag. In the South, when it comes to football, winning will trump all. So they might start doing stuff that's like, looks really attractive in the SEC because they got to compete with the Pac-12, but that's still healthy capitalism because it's too much money being generated to not recognize that we're talking about, this is labor law. This is, labor negotiations.
Yeah, essentially.
But now the workforce finally wants to get paid. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's going to be interesting, but I'm glad for the kids like understanding their leverage and going for it. Like that. I mean, how else are you going to make it? This is America. It's capitalist society. Like this is how you make it. Understanding your leverage and maximizing it. So I'm for it. Like it doesn't have to. You don't have to be for every single thing that they're asking for and the way they're asking for it. But I'm just for people saying, no, you got to come to the table. You got to negotiate.
Definitely. Now, in regards to the NFL and their situation through this COVID-19 crisis, I have no real, faith that they'll even really get this all the way through. I believe they'll get it started. I believe they'll get this NFL season started because they are determined. Like they are determined to do that much. So I think it'll get started, but I see too much of a baseball fate in their future. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a real baseball vibe, baseball fate, just because, it seems a lot more reckless, like just more reckless, just the way in which, or naive maybe,
Players aren't cautious people. Like you have to
by
be
nature
reckless.
Football's not a cautious
so You know, so it's just like, you really think like Ezekiel Elliott's wearing his mask around all over, like.
And even then, you got to have more player personnel. There's a lot more personnel you have to accommodate. It's way more for football than
so way more personnel. There's no bubble. You know, and it's really like, now, you know what I mean? Like, I make fun of football players because I am one, but there's no bubble. If you're out in the streets, you're exposed to it. You know, like. And it only takes one to infect the locker room.
Exactly.
Like,
and
it's too many. Like baseball.
Yeah, and it's too many to try to bubble the situation. I guess you could try to divisionally bubble them, you know, put them in bubbles by division, but I don't know. I just feel like the logistics on that is crazy in itself.
I mean, we already had a lemon pepper Lou. Like, how many lemon peppers you think we're going to have in the NFL?
Man.
You can't keep 50-something players per team. I just don't see how it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's too many moving parts. And then, like, when you got to call up practice squad guys? You know what I mean? Like, some of those cats got real jobs when they're not. Right?
Right.
Like, nah. Yeah. I just don't see it happening. And like pro or college, I just don't see it happening.
Yeah. It's you know, it's far fetched, but you know, it's far fetched in my eyes, but to a lot of other people, you know, they see it as, you know, reality. But you know, let's be glass half full for a minute. Let's be glass half full. We'll go ahead and imagine and say that the season will commence as normal and everything goes beautifully. And with that being said, all this craziness, we haven't even really got to talk about the really craziest thing that happened in the NFL this summer. Tom Brady went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Who would have ever thought that Tom Brady would be leaving the New England Patriots, headed south for Tampa Bay? I can tell you right now, I in 1,000 years, I never once saw that happening. Ever saw that happening. Even when everybody's been past few years has been talking about, you know, I don't know, that Belichick-Tom relationship, he drafted Jimmy G, you know, all the little signs and all that other stuff. I really felt like it was just a little facade that the New England Patriots was putting out. I thought that this was something that they wanted to create just to go ahead and keep people guessing. But turns out it was factual. He wanted to get up out of here.
And Gronk came back.
Yeah, see, that shows you a lot. See, I always thought that eventually Brady and Belichick were going to play at least 1 year without each other. You know what I mean? Now, who goes where? You know, there was like always talk that Brady was closer to Kraft than Belichick was, but at the same time, Kraft ain't no dummy. It's not an emotional decision. Like, Belichick could coach till he's 90. So, I wouldn't have guessed Tampa, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you just think about location, like, okay, Florida's a pretty dope place to retire when you old, like Tom Brady. But I would have never thought Tampa. But just because of the way, like, we think of Tampa. But when you think about it, if you think about the weapon.
Yeah. When you get down to the X's and O's, you know what I'm saying, it actually sounds like a pretty nice spot to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they got legitimate weapons on both sides of the ball. It's just, you know, sometimes, like you said, you know, that 30-30 last year from Jameis, that right there will throw you off. You know, it'll put you off from a team. You know, like, yeah, the 30-30 really just threw off the whole vibe around the Buccaneers. But in actuality, that team wasn't that bad.
No, not at all. They just can't win because the quarterback throws to the other
turnovers.
team.
30, man.
Yeah, like turnovers.
Yeah, he
Plain and
throws
simple.
to the other team a lot. And, I mean, if we're going to take, you know, the head coach at his word, he tells you, like, if we could win with Jameis, we could win with anybody. And then that anybody is Brady.
Good chances. Good chances.
Shady.
Yeah.
Right. So
and that run defense put on the second half season, so, you know.
Oh, no, that defense is stout. They brought back Ndamukong Suh. Yeah, no, that defense, they got Levante David in the middle. Them boys is real deal, for sure.
They ready.
You know, we'll just say this is the most athletic receiving core.
Oh, by far.
Ever had.
By far. By far. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The least white receiving core he's ever had.
Yeah, so, okay, I didn't know we was rocking like that. Yeah.
I was just saying, I'm just calling it as it is.
Yeah, so Brady has like a black receiving core, you know,
right.
And Gronk.
Yeah.
You know, like what's.
And not Randy Moss and others.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, so we good.
So, and these guys get open, like, and then you still got speed coming out of the backfield.
But is the cliff coming? Because they've been saying for years now, I ain't gonna lie to you.
I'll just call him when
Father Time really is undefeated. Like, it really truly is. Like,
so
it gets everybody.
So we could say Brady won already, though, right? Like,
yes,
you know,
he's definitely, like, he's pushed back the clock, for sure. He's pushed it back.
Like 1,000,000-1, but Brady's beat Father Time.
Yes. I just can't go against Brady and Father Time.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm not gonna max out.
Not when he got something to stick it to Belichick.
You know what I mean?
Not now. You know what I mean?
Like, he's a crazy dude. He has that mentality that he's gonna do whatever it takes to
be
healthy.
Yeah, you're right.
Get on that field.
You're right. That he will do.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like, to break it back to training, like, I wouldn't send anybody to that training. You know what I mean? Like the stuff that they're doing is like, what? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, that's Tom Brady.
Avocado ice creams all day. Like, man.
Yeah, you got like a $400 foam roller. Like, no, there's just you just need a foam roller. Like.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, I feel that. But we're gonna stay in this NFL train for right now, and I want to get what you guys think about these rookies that are coming in. I want to hear some rookie predictions. Who do you feel like is gonna have a big year?
Do I gotta say it?
What you mean?
You know what the hell I mean.
I do not.
You act like CeeDee Lamb, like. Eagles wasn't supposed to let you get CeeDee Lamb.
Oh, okay. You talking about my man.
You got CeeDee Lamb. And honestly, I think CeeDee Lamb is going to be one of Dak's favorite targets by the end of the season, man. Like, so it hurts me to say that. It pains me.
I bet it do.
To say that, you know what I mean? But I'm also looking at, who's that kid Young, Chase Young from Washington. I want to see what he's going to do, too. You know, he's a beast.
Yeah.
He's a beast.
He can make an immediate impact.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. He got a Nick Bosa type of vibe to him in the sense of impact wise. I think he's better than Nick Bosa in my opinion.
I just want to see what his motor is going to be like.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. True.
That's one thing that I can say about Bosa, who, you know, as a Niners fan, I wasn't necessarily excited about for other reasons, but that dude's motor is crazy, and that's what separates him from like a Clowney. Clowney is by far more talented than Bosa. But Bosa just keeps going, and Clowney kind of picks his spots, you know. So
I see Young drawing Julius Peppers comparisons, but more talented. So if he can,
more talented than Julius Peppers, boy. That's what I'm saying. Didn't that boy play college basketball?
Julius Peppers is
I ain't about to go out on the limb. He was out there on UNC shaking it up.
His movements and measurements is concerned. You could argue
that's something you have to judge against.
Oh, man, that's funny. But hold on, I'm about to kind of digress. Do y'all remember Javon the Freak Kearse? Oh my God! Why do people not talk about him more?
Eagles had his jersey.
That man was.
We've seen him play for so long.
Oh my God! That boy was absolutely a monster.
He played for a long time.
I remember when he was on the Titans.
Yeah.
I was like, this man, and he was like the coldest DN to play with him at. Like you'd be like, oh yeah, you to the quarterback in 2.8 seconds. Him, Dwight Freeney. You remember Dwight Freeney? Dwight Freeney. Yeah. That spin move is legendary. Like Peanut Tillman got the punch out, you know, the peanut punch out, whatever they call it, when he punched the ball out. It's that, you know, that's what he's known for. You feel me? That spin move, right. Yeah, that's Dwight Freeney to the grave, right there. That's what it's gonna say on his headstone. That spin move, and it was some eyes. It's gonna say that spin move. Because man,
he didn't cause a lot of people to have confidence issues. Man.
All that. He done tore some ACLs, all kind of, yeah.
Come on, man.
For surely. But yeah, back to y'all. Sorry, I had to digress real quick. Go ahead, back to the rookie debate. Who y'all think?
So yours is, you said CeeDee Lamb. So
unfortunately.
I got one that I would be excited to see and one that I wouldn't be excited to see. The first one, I think, we're keeping it rookies. I was thinking about the other conversation. Keeping the rookies, I think Joe Burrow. That's where I'm at with it. Fast.
That's where I'm at with it.
I think Joe Burrow's going to be good fast because looking at that division, you know what I mean? I think he's got money. I think he's got money in that division.
He just looked ready to me. You know what I'm saying? Like he just looks ready to me. And I just feel like the situation that he's coming into, the weapons that he has, I feel like he's primed to have a good year. You know what I'm saying? He's set up for a good situation. Now, on the other hand, Tua, I like Tua a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I think Tua is really that dude if healthy. But I don't feel like his weapons is all the way there.
Tua's going to play this year?
Yeah, he cleared his little whatchamacallit, his physical. They got him active in practice.
Full, yeah, he's clear.
Yeah, full practice, all that.
My thing about Tua, and it's been a little bit different of late when you think about guys like Deshaun Watson and guys like that. But typically that quarterback on that powerhouse team gets the NFL and isn't that guy. Like, he's just not that same guy. As a USC fan, I've seen it a lot. You know what I mean? Matt Leinart was not that guy.
No,
like,
he wasn't.
One of the best college quarterbacks I've seen at USC. And the NFL is not that guy when the talent level, starts to kind of balance out and meet in the middle. Just not the same. And I don't know. Like, now, I think Tua's best game, or most impressive game to me, was this year against LSU. Him and Burrow were going back and forth, and he really stepped up and made plays happen.
You're not gonna say the national championship?
Well,
game?
I mean, that was a good, he came in, he said that, for sure. You know what I mean? That was a big moment. But, so I don't want to discredit that. But
he sure did get Jalen Hurts up out of there.
He got Jalen Hurts up out of there.
So he definitely did.
He got but at the same time, that last touchdown pass was on a blown coverage. You know what I mean? That's not taking nothing from Tua, but this is straight blown coverage. But him going back and forth with Burrow like that, making plays happen, okay, that's when because before I'm like, I just don't see what everybody sees. You know what I mean? And I've seen it a little bit more of that game, but I don't think Tua's going to be that guy in the NFL.
Okay. Well, yet to be seen on that for sure.
For sure.
But we're going to just go ahead and go with the next thing, and that's going to be the who do we think is going to take that next leap in the NFL this year? Like you said, you were already leaning towards talking about Saquon. Who do you feel is primed for that next year bump? You feel me?
Unfortunately, I think it's going to be. I say unfortunately because I'm a Niners fan. I think it's going to be Kyler Murray.
My man.
Honestly, both games playing that guy, I was scared every time he had the ball. I don't think that I think he's going to get better, and it's going to be scary. And now he's got a new toy over there.
Nice little weapon, man. Do some damage, boy.
Yeah, that's
with something to prove. I don't know how you trade a player like that. Whatever your emotions is, you need to get over it.
I'm gonna keep it real. Who else they got on Arizona? I know they got. Did they re-sign Kenyon Drake? They brought back Kenyon Drake because he was balling for them on the back end of the year.
Yeah.
Because other than that, I truly don't know who's on that team. I know Chandler Jones, but he played defense.
Yeah.
I don't know who.
So think about that. And now he's got a legit number one receiver.
That he does.
That some people say.
Oh, they still got John Brown over there.
So some people say
one of them Browns.
The number one receiver in the league.
Yep.
Okay.
Like you can make an argument that he has the best receiver in the league. I personally would go with Mike Thomas, but if you say Hopkins, I can't
argue that.
What, I'm gonna get mad? You know what I mean? Like dudes that just make plays, game in, game out. Like
yeah,
that's like I said, I'm terrified. Keep it 100.
I'm
terrified.
And I'm gonna have to go ahead and rock with my man's Hollywood Brown. And the reason I rock with Hollywood Brown is because he played a majority of the games this past season, missed a few, but the game breaking, just ability of him is just really crazy to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel if he gets another year with Lamar, my man, aka Lameezy, you feel me?
Lamar,
it's gonna be something special. And Hollywood Brown, I just love the way he ball, and I feel like he works hard, and I liked him when he was at Oklahoma. So I think he's primed to make that leap. He another year in this system, another year with Lamar. I think big things are on the horizon for my boy. Should be interesting.
Yeah. Crazy explosive offense. And
man,
with them,
if they get their passing game together, like really get it together, that's gonna be a problem.
But the thing is, like the only
Mark Andrews he get busy.
I mean, it's crazy because you look at Lamar's numbers, it's crazy all season, and even in the playoff game, he threw for over 300 yards. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There was just too many mistakes in there. So. I definitely see that being a point of emphasis, getting Hollywood Brown downfield and making plays happen.
Did they add any other receivers? I really wanted, who I wanted them to grab this offseason? I don't know. I don't think he's really that great of a receiver, but for some reason I just felt like he would have fit with them. Robbie Anderson. He ended up going to Carolina, but for some reason, I don't know why, I just felt like he would have been nice down there.
and then you got to think about this too with that new rookie running back.
Oh, my man, J.K. Dobbins. Yes, sir. At Ohio State.
That could catch the ball out of the backfield.
Yeah.
That's a lovely weapon for a quarterback that moves around. Somebody that you could just dump it off into an open space because you're drawing so much of the attention. And somebody to come in and give another gear to with Ingram in the backfield.
Absolutely.
So that's only going to free Hollywood Brown up more. So I definitely see him having a good year this year.
Shoot, don't let them mess around and bring Antonio Brown up in there.
I
know he gonna have to sit down 6 games.
You gonna start some. You gonna start some.
Hold on now. You don't think they got the structure? They don't got the structure for AB.
AB don't need to be.
They don't got the structure.
You got too many, and I don't know if this is the point where we segue to this, but you have too many blue-collar, lunch-pail guys on that team. Even the quarterback gets it out the mud. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody trying to put up with Antonio Brown's like, oh, my feet hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, AB, to me, if he's in the league, he's the best receiver. So it's no knock on what he is, but there is something to the argument that certain guys can be a distraction.
Oh,
because
yeah, 1,000%.
What happens is, we've all been in locker rooms, like, there's going to be somebody that's over there like, well, AB has a point. Hey, that's where it starts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, even like some of the most divisive guys, like T.O. had his side of the locker room. Like, everybody was cool with conservative, with McNabb.
Yeah.
And T.O.'s like, hey, man, this dude's kind of an asshole. And it changed the whole dynamic of the locker room.
Now this man can't even get into the Hall of Fame. Motherfuckers started realizing, hold on, I think he really, he's not cool.
You know what I mean? Cool. So everybody right now, like Lamar is that guy. And then AB drops a couple passes or maybe a couple go over his head. And he's like, man, this motherfucker ain't accurate.
I mean,
it changed the whole dynamic of like.
Ryan Clark said that. Ryan Clark played with the guy. Ryan Clark was on ESPN like, I can't even endure. He's a headache, man. He's a headache.
You've played because if you've played with that guy, and you know the frustration that it brings when it's like, oh, is such going to show up to practice today? Like I've had that in college where we had a quarterback that completely like disregarded all the team rules, got kicked off the team. We start losing. Our number one quarterback gets hurt. Our number two quarterback gets hurt, and then now we have the captain council or whatever we called it at that time voting on whether or not this guy could be on the team. What does that do? Divide a locker room.
Hell yeah.
Because some of, you know what I mean? Like me, like I'm the only freshman that actually traveled with the team. So I'm still grinding everything, that I got. So I don't respect his game, but at the same time, I ain't never lost like this before. So I'm like, kind of like, I'm on the fence about it, but depending on
it's because of that talent, man. Yeah, and that's what it comes down to.
Depending on which leadership you roll with, I really don't have a vote anyway.
Yeah.
So, but depending on which leadership you roll with, you know what I mean. And I play both sides of the ball. So if I'm with my homies on defense, it's like, nah, man, fuck them. But the cats on offense is like, yo, like we can't produce. We're tired. We're tired of being the reason why this team loses because we can't produce. So we want them. And you see it. You watch it. So like with AB coming to Baltimore, that could be its own thing because chances are he's not going to be compliant. Yeah. Chances are he's going to complain. Like chances are there's going to be something. And
just don't take that risk.
It really sucks, man. It really sucks that it's gotten to this point with this man. He didn't spit in our face too many times for us to look away and be like, nah, he gonna be cool again this time.
And he blew up situations in 0.2 seconds. Yeah. It's like, wow.
Yeah, it's mind blowing. It's really mind blowing, boggling, all that. All in one.
Guinness Book of World Records.
Because I've never seen somebody F off a bag so quick before in my life. On his day off. They caught him in there stealing boxes. He didn't drop the gun when he came to the window.
So I'm sitting here watching people online debate whether it's a big deal whether or not he threw a bag of dicks at somebody. But the only thing that matters is this dude had a bag of dicks. What? How do you want that dude on your team?
Just you know what I mean? Do you want eccentric?
Like you know what I'm saying? Like you talking about the average?
Where you get them at?
Hardworking NFL player that comes to work and tries to bust his ass off because he could get cut. Because we see in NFL
any day,
could get it.
Not for long.
And this dude found the time to go get a bag of dicks.
Yeah.
Hey. Nah.
Yeah.
I mean, and like we talk about like false stigmas that get put on certain players. But AB, like for me, I wouldn't want no parts of him. I wish, as a fan, I want somebody to take him.
Yeah.
But but if you told me that he was coming to a team that I care about, nah.
Well, I mean, I seen him on some Philly rumors. You might as well come to Philly, AB. We need you. Everybody get hurt, man. We'll throw you some passes. Philly, you act wrong. Philly fans don't play. So, AB, you listening? Go holla at Howie.
Nah. But you want to know what's really frustrating? Is when people like Cam Newton get lumped in with Antonio Brown. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not trying to say Cam is no saint. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, the type of little, mishaps, if you want to call them mishaps with him, they pair in comparison to what AB been doing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So to see this man who won an MVP no more than 2-3 years ago, took his team to the Super Bowl, not able to find a job until the summertime? Come on, man. That just don't make no sense. And then you paid me for 2 pieces of gum and a sticker. So I'm trying to figure it out.
He might owe Bill some money.
That's what I'm saying. Like I paid $150 to come to the tryout. Yeah. Like, what's really good? Yeah. That type of stuff right there just blows my mind. And once again, it goes to how it is in society sometimes. They like to lump black folk together. They like to put us all in the same boat sometimes when it comes to situations. And that's not the situation that we should need to be lumped together in.
No, because, Antonio Brown and Cam Newton, for the things that rub them, the wrong way about... Because there's a lot of stuff about Cam that, irritates me too.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean?
They're both very eccentric people.
Very eccentric.
But to lump them in together and say this is the same type of problem, one, Cam isn't even a problem. Well, we can't even say, only thing Cam has is injuries. Other than that, he says stuff that make you, cover your ears after games and whatnot. But as far as his play on the field or distracting from the team, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. It's not even the same universe.
And don't distract passion with a lot of Cam's a very passionate player, and a lot of stuff times bites have been taken out of context because he's a very passionate player. When stuff ain't going too well, he's an easy scapegoat. But he's a very passionate player. I've never heard any one of his teammates, probably other than Kelvin Benjamin, who we don't really talk bad about the guy. You know what I mean? And he's been on a lot of teams, and they don't really talk bad about the guy. So I think a lot of it's unwarranted, but it made him hungry, and I want to see what this is going to do to him, man.
It'll be. Oh man,
I think he's hungry, man.
Him in this New England Patriots paradox, and he's about to be in here, and that's in itself. They got to dang near do a TV show behind the scenes, hard knot situation on that. I know they ain't gonna never approve it because it's the Patriots, and they tired in the Secret Service over there. But that's just gonna be so interesting because, like we said, that man is eccentric. That's a different type of cat in there.
But give Bill some credit. He had Randy Moss in check for a little bit. Guys like Rodney Harrison. We got to give Bill Belichick a little credit on how to coach a player. Maybe he knows how to coach a guy like him. And we were just trying to throw all these false narratives out there just a little too soon.
So, Belichick's been wanting a guy that can move for a while. And if you look what he did, the small time that he had Jacoby Brissett, and now you're going to give him Cam Newton. If Cam Newton is healthy, they're going to be a productive football team.
Definitely.
They're going to be a productive football team for sure. So I think it's crazy that they were able to get him at that price, but somehow this is what the Patriots do.
Yes.
They found him at TJ Maxx.
They got him at TJ Maxx on the clearance rack. He was on the clearance rack.
Jordan Force.
Yep, that's definitely where he was at.
I wonder if Belichick plays the stock market because he plays the stock market of the NFL better than anybody I've ever seen. I don't even understand why teams answer the phone when Belichick calls. Yeah. And I'm saying Jimmy Garoppolo's my quarterback.
Yeah, because I'm getting finessed. Somehow, some way, I'm getting finessed. Yeah. And I just don't know yet.
Yeah.
It might not even show up for a year and a half. But some way I done got finessed and he done won this deal. Somehow.
Well, a lot of it is he'd rather take a guy a year, get rid of him a year too early than keep him a year too late.
Yeah. Didn't we get my boy LeGarrette Blount from New England?
Huh?
Didn't we get my boy LeGarrette Blount from New England?
Y'all did get
Yeah. Shout out New England. They're not all bad people.
Y'all did get LG in that piece. Y'all did. Yeah, y'all definitely did do that. That's fun.
Right there.
Yeah. But them Patriots, it'll be an interesting scene. It'll definitely be an interesting scene.
I got them at 9 wins this year. I think they get at least 9. I think they go at least 9-7 this year. Which
shoot, Bill Belichick, what he does best is get the most out of, you know what I'm saying, most out of whatever you have left. And shoot, with Cam, it could be a lot. So you never know. They could dang near win 10, 11 games.
And let's be honest, if we don't play this year, then that's even going to be better for Cam because he can
a whole year in learning Belichick's way.
Exactly.
Like what?
And in the classroom because he demands that.
Yeah,
he demands that.
Yeah, that'll be very interesting. Very interesting. Now, going from this bubbleless place that is the NFL to the bubble world that is the NBA, T.J. Warren. When I say this man has been on a tear. This man has been on a tear. I know firsthand because he just put 39 on the Lakers' heads the other night. It's crazy, right?
I gotta apologize, man. You know, he started with that 53-point outburst against Philly. Man.
That's what I'm saying, man. You got him going. Y'all done got this man going. I don't understand what is going on right now.
They didn't want to hit my phone. We'd have kept Jimmy Butler. Would never happen. Butler would have been T.J. Warren, averaging 18, 19.
Oh,
you know?
Have they played each other yet in this bubble?
They're supposed to play each other tonight, but day-to-day. So I don't think they're gonna play, but they have another one scheduled.
Okay, because I gotta see TJ who's hot right now versus, you feel me, Jimmy B right now.
That actually may be a playoff matchup.
Oh, please let it be, because TJ Warren, the way he cooking right now, he not scared of not nothing.
Is he here to stay?
Oh yes, I believe so.
Oh yeah,
his track record. His track record is he's been staying true to what he's been his whole career. The thing that's been new this year is this addition of a steady 3-ball. This 3-ball is steady.
Yeah,
he's hitting a high clip of that bad boy right now. So I have no reservations in thinking that this man is gonna get better. You know, if anything, get better because his confidence level right now is through the roof.
I mean, especially since they didn't offer Oladipo the max, he might be gone, and that leaves all room for T.J. Warren plus that the Domantas Sabonis combo. That's a nice little.
You know what I'm saying?
They're going to offer T.J. Warren the max.
You got to.
They got to. They got to because they're not getting any free agents coming through that door.
You got to. They knew they got
cash consideration. I was about to say they got T.J. Warren for the low guy too.
They knew cash consideration. You got Victor Oladipo coming off a nasty quad tear. It's like, hey, you know what? I got to cut my losses. I got to sell high on the stock.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a little disrespectful in my opinion.
Yeah, but it's the business of the game.
Vicky Oladipo, that boy, when he right. You feel me? He be out there balling.
He right, man. He right. But they talking rumors he might go to Miami and get even more right.
See, once again, and we can go ahead and go right into that because that's another team that's very interesting to me. But not even just from the bubble, from the onset. These fools came out here on everybody's neck, not playing no games. Did nobody anticipate this team being a top 5 team in the Eastern Conference this season? I know I did not see it. I thought Jimmy Butler just went over there and just, wanted to retire in Miami. Went and got his little mini bag, said I'm headed down to South Beach.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know Jimmy.
Yeah.
Jimmy went down there with
I was mistaken, obviously.
And if you think about Jimmy Butler and Pat Riley is the perfect fit.
Oh, yes, it is.
It's like the Godfather and his hitter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Jimmy gonna go get him. So...
But in all seriousness, that team has made amazing strides. Bam Adebayo, I had Bam Adebayo.
That's the definition of from top to bottom, everybody working in accord. You know what I'm saying? That is the absolute definition of everybody being on the same page, the same line, the same book,
doing it better right
all
now.
That.
It's only one team doing it better right now. They in the East too.
Yeah.
They
Toronto.
got one of the deepest teams in the league, Miami, and no one focuses on that. It's crazy. No one thought Duncan Robinson was going to come in and be one of the premier 3-point shooters in the league. Duncan Robinson, bro. No one heard of Duncan Robinson.
Nah.
And Tyler Hero, I called Tyler Hero. I knew he was going to do
that. Now that's
Tyler
a fact.
Hero's
You did
cold.
say that. You did
Tyler
say
Hero
that.
Put up
but
44.
we was messing with Tyler back at Kentucky.
Because he put up 44 on some brothers, man, who was talking smack. I was like, oh yeah, Tyler got it.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie. He lost a couple of points with me when he threw the hair in the braids. I was like, ooh, hold up. What you know what I'm saying? He kind of lost me. But he can ball, so, we're going to go ahead and give him back a couple of points. But he did lose me for a half a second there when I seen him like that. I was like, ooh, you halfway got canceled in my mind with that one. But you Gucci now. You back. You good. But,
let it go.
Yeah.
Where does Miami go this year, though?
As far as they want to go. And what I mean by that is literally as far as they want to go. They could go to the championship this year if all things play out right for them. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's going to happen just because the way they play is really grindy. You know what I'm saying? It's really grindy. You know what I'm saying? Like
Toronto.
It's so just
them against Toronto. That's good
basketball. It's work. You know, it's work. Like you know when you say you going to work, yeah, that's what the Miami Heat do every night.
Got a real
they put that yes. And when it comes to that, I don't want to say that can't succeed, but I just feel like when it comes down to it, the mileage on Jimmy B, you feel me, and the mileage on Goran Dragic. You feel me? On just stuff like that. I just feel like it's gonna come down. It's gonna kind of rear its head at the wrong times for them.
It's such a toss up, man, because you have to really think about like the format of this whole bubble league, and it's gonna come down to who's healthy.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
Yes,
so
sure.
like because we don't know, like you know what I'm saying. So like, but something like that right there, like you know what I'm saying.
He tore something in his hip the first preseason game. I was.
It's not crazy to go with those guys that just got guys that could get buckets, guys that play defense, like guys. Like you can't judge it like you judge a typical NBA playoff. It's different.
Right.
I guess to Toronto fans, it's not miraculous. They are balling out of their minds. Kawhi, because the way they playing, whoever was a Kawhi Leonard to them.
Yo. Then when they had Kawhi.
Yeah, it's wild.
You know what it was? It was because we saw Pascal Siakam at the Rico Hines run.
It's the Rico Hines. Shout out to Rico Hines. I kid you not. Anytime we watch the Rico and we see a player in there working, I kid you not, he takes that leap the next year. We didn't seen it. Okay, we 2 for 2. We 2 for 2 on it so far. We seen Pascal Siakam, and then who we see before that took the leap the year before? We watched somebody else and we was like, oh yeah, this is coming. I can't quite remember right now, but just know that Rico Hines, anybody who's at the Rico Hines, just know they coming for the next spot.
They put
that ain't nothing to be played with. But these Raptors, once again, when it comes to buy-in from top to bottom, it's another one of those situations. And it's also not even just that. Since they won a title last year, I feel like they have that. Well, they do. They have the confidence. Everybody on that team plays with a certain amount of swagger to them. You know what I'm saying? Nobody out there, I don't get the feeling or the vibe that anybody out there is afraid of the moment. You know what I'm saying? And it's once again, it's a lunch pail situation. Everybody in there knows their role. Everybody in there plays their role. You know what I'm saying? And just the balance of the team. It's so balanced. The whole starting five is averaging at least 15 points. You know what I'm saying? The balance is absurd on that team.
Fred VanVleet's going to get
chemistry.
paid.
Yes.
OG Anunoby, if he can keep making the strides offensively, he's going to be... He reminds me a lot of Pascal Siakam, to be honest with you. Chris Boucher's provided a lot of toughness inside.
Oh, yeah.
They've been resting Marc Gasol for the most part, who, if they do happen to play Philly, if we do happen to do anything, Marc Gasol locks down any big body that you throw at him. Norman Powell's doing great this year.
He's dang near having a career year.
You know what I'm saying?
He's hooping.
I hated Rondae Hollis Jefferson.
Yeah, I really thought, who I thought he was going to be in the league? Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. I was like, you old
the go-go gadget jump shot.
Not do nothing great, just halfway decent, athletic, yeah.
I bet on that one.
Yeah.
And Terrence Davis.
I definitely bet on Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
Did you?
I definitely had a lot of Michael Kidd-Gilchrist stock.
Oh, no, I was not
Well,
feeling
shout out
him.
Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. He's from South Jersey native. He's from around the way. Man, I grew up seeing him play. So shout out Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. He's a good dude. Yeah. But, I'm not picking you up for any fantasy teams, brother.
Don't nobody need that 2 points. What? He having about 2 points, 1.5 rebounds game. Nah, I'm Gucci.
I forgot to buy into the league.
Yeah.
Hey, random. Did y'all know that Rico Hines was married to Pam from Martin?
Oh yeah, I knew that. I just didn't think you know.
I feel like we might have said something about that. No, because we now don't trip. Me and Brett had went on a Rico Hines binge for a minute where we kind of went into a rabbit hole.
Guy.
Yeah. We went
from
to
North Carolina, but he went to UCLA.
Yeah. That's so random. He got a kid with Pam too.
Yeah.
It's just
Tashina Arnold. We're just gonna call it Tashina Arnold, man.
Yeah. Oh, and another side note: the girl who do my hair, she do her Tashina hair too.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know, random plug. But anyways,
plug the hair.
You know, she keep me nice. So I want to talk about something. I'm a Lakers fan. Y'all know that. Y'all know I'm a Lakers fan, and I try to be honest about the Lakers, and about how I really feel about them. And when it comes to Anthony Davis, you know how when you come home and you just got that feeling of just safety, comfort, nothing to go wrong. Like you just feel you're in your happy place. Everything's nice. I don't get that feeling when Anthony Davis is on the floor by himself. When it's just him and no LeBron out there to hold his hand, I really do not get that comfy vibe, that comfy, comforting feel that I love so much.
I feel like he's comfortable.
Yeah.
I feel like he's too comfortable.
Yeah.
In the corner.
Yeah, and I'm just, so with that being said, where do we see him ranked among the league's best right now? Let's go ahead and say who our top fives, what we got top five in the league right now. Let's go.
Ain't got him top five.
Let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and start with you, Lo. Who
I ain't got him top five, man. AD, when he signed that extension a few years back, when he was legitimately in the MVP race, that's when I thought AD could take the next step as far as dominance and everything. But then, injuries hampered him over the years, and now he's healthy. I expected him to be dominant for the Lakers in certain areas, because you can't count on Kyle Kuzma. You can't count on KCP. You can't count on Alex Caruso. He tried hard. He ended with a plus minus, I guess. Avery Bradley not there. You need AD to be dominant. You built like Giannis. Go down there, throw your chest into somebody, and blow somebody. But with that being said, man,
Uncle would say, put your booty on them. Put your
throw
booty
something
on
him, man. You 200, throw something on him. But to get back to it, my top five, I would have to start in this order, man. Although Giannis is my MVP, LeBron James is the number one player in the game.
You understand?
Then don't get that twisted. Then I'm getting Giannis, Harden, Kawhi, and I'm gonna throw Luka Doncic in there. Luka Doncic makes everything go for Dallas. Third in player efficiency rating. The triple doubles he gets is just not because he's athletic, not because he outjumps people, but because he's so cerebral. He's in the right place at the right time. And the Mavericks have had the best offensive rating this season because of Luka Doncic.
Yeah, but also they don't play no defense because of Luka Doncic.
It was not just because of Luka Doncic. I mean, I don't know any defensive stalwarts.
It's definitely not the
culture.
I'm gonna just say like this.
Well, he's
Luka not too worried about moving his feet in that direction. You feel me? The footwork is for the purely the offensive end. But I feel you though. No, I like your top five. Let me hear what you got over here, Fred.
So my top five, I have LeBron, Kawhi, reluctantly Harden, Giannis, and then I got Russ. I got AD right after that.
Russ is just because he's your
and
mans.
then Luka. I'm
Russ
first.
is
every time you see me here, I'll let you know I'm biased for
Russ.
Russ. LA guy. I'm always
Russ
Harden is too.
Russ cool.
It's a lot of things I like about Russ's approach to the game, but I just feel like Russ goes too hard, like night in and night out, for me to put AD over him. Like AD's a beast when he wants to be, but the key is what he wants to be. And the thing that I like, especially like I'm going, and then also it's important like this list is about right now. When I think about the way Russ played before we went into quarantine, attacking, being aggressive, getting those easy buckets, finishing at the rim, and then like now, like the game that they had against Milwaukee, same thing, attacking. Not out of control, you know what I mean? And everybody's playing defense in Houston, which is crazy right now.
Yeah, they strapping
But I can't put somebody, an MVP, over somebody like AD who we see the potential. Now, this list is just strictly based on talent. AD might be one, you know what I mean? But when you got PJ Tucker out on the perimeter, you know, like he's guarding you one-on-one. There's no way that like you should have PJ Tucker being able to guard you
at all.
It's just like,
at all.
No, like you know what I mean. Like
that's called settling.
Like,
you know,
like, you don't even got to back him down
to
and dunk on him. You don't even got no sky hook. A man scored 38,000 points with that.
People forget. I don't. Yeah, I truly don't understand.
So for him to be hanging out in a corner like he's Kyle Korver or somebody and not pressing, like when they could easily get like the Lakers' strength is their size. If they're playing Houston and they're not playing to size, then I mean, we'll have to have a conversation about Vogel, you know, at some point, but not yet. But at some point. But AD you should be able to recognize that. And
yes, yeah. And that's, you know, like you said before, bro. If you don't go post your behind up at that, you feel me, at that mid post area, go throw your ass in that mid post area, low post area. Go to work, man. Like that's just what I don't understand. And I know Shaq would agree with me. You need to go down there and, you know what I'm saying? I need some barbecue chicken.
Shaq called out Joe.
It don't make no sense.
He got 40 and 20.
It can't be Barkley.
It don't make no sense.
It's gotta be Shaq.
Yeah, because it's like, bro,
it's gotta be Shaq.
I just, you know, at the end of the day, like you said, man, I'm supposed to be the most. I'm supposed to be the most dominant, supposed to be best player on this team out here on the floor at this moment in time. I need to show it, and I don't get that vibe from AD. Absolutely. With that being said, I'm gonna say my top 5. You feel me? My top 5, I go with LBJ, which is funny. I'm going to always have to just rock with LBJ being the best because, you know, he is what he is. But for the longest time, I really did not like this man. Nothing personal. I have no personal, you know, nothing personal.
Yeah, you just on a fan.
Yes, just on a strictly basketball, you know, standard. Because I'm, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be honest.
It's just easy to be honest now because he's one of your guys.
It is.
Watching this, like, but I know legit 20-year Laker fans that ain't rocking with the Lakers because they hate LeBron.
I'm not doing that.
I don't understand why.
I'm not doing that because that means they don't really love the Lakers.
They don't really love the Lakers.
Y'all hated LeBron because of Kobe. Y'all cursed out the white. Welcome to backward. Welcome.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying,
man.
Hey, we fair weather fans out here. You know, we forget about stuff.
If you need a ring, you need a ring.
I think it's different from being a fair weather fans. I think LA fans just hold you accountable. Now the LeBron stuff is weird. I have no defense for it. But, you know...
The Dwight, I was warranted.
Yeah, he acted like a real... He was real bitch made while he was there. He was real bitch made.
The organization wanted Dwight a lot more than the city.
Yeah.
A lot of people in the city resented the fact that they had Dwight billboards up because, you know... Honestly, man, Kobe say fuck him.
Yeah,
well, that's really how it is. Chris Paul billboard about to be put up 2 seconds later.
Oh, they played us though. So that one was, come on now, that's CP.
Somebody that's been here all my life, like I just know there's certain things, and that's what Dwight should be having a conversation with AD about and let him know.
Really?
They will turn on you fast.
Yes.
They will turn on you fast. Like they really don't mess with me like that. They just tolerate me. You know, I mean, people was mad about Dwight coming back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he actually really played well for people to accept him.
Yes.
But
I do got 80 out of 10 of this.
But let me, my bad. Let me finish my list. You know, I keep getting sidetracked. Yeah. So I got LBJ, I got Yanni, I got Harden, I got Big Y, and I got Luka too. I ain't even gonna hold you. I got Luka in my fifth spot too, because just the way he been balling right now is you know what I'm saying. It is what it is.
Ain't been able to close out games in the bubble.
And that's again that comes back to his lack of defense that they be playing. You know, they be out there on some.
But what helps me is that the Lakers is kind of cold too.
Yes.
That's what helps me now in that AD Luka argument. But it's tentative as hell because if AD turned it on to be dominant what he does on defense makes a big difference. Lakers had a very high defensive rating this year, not just because of AD. Had the Dwight Howard and JaVale down there doing their thing. Avery Bradley, Rondo. But if he turns it on in the playoffs, then that's something to change.
Now, you know, like the other night, what was it, Sunday? I was just texting you, like, man, Luka. But I think putting Luka over Russ is premature. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the biased Russ guy here, so I'll say that. But
do you think so? Really?
I think so. I think Luka over Russ is premature.
No, brother.
I think it's premature. And also, we have to. This is my thing when it comes to all these arguments. We are holding them to two different standards.
I mean, you know what I mean? You're right.
Like,
you're right.
And because at the end of the day, like, Luka still might not make the playoffs.
Nah, he gonna make the playoffs.
So.
No, yeah, they locked in.
They're locked in now? They're locked in? Okay.
Yeah. They gotta play the Clippers first round.
That's interesting.
It's gonna be really interesting.
That's interesting.
And that's gonna be.
He got a chance to show me something.
He got
a chance to show me something.
But I do agree where I can see where you see it is premature because, like you said, one thing that you said was Russ was an MVP with it, and he's bringing his MVP experience to Houston. They turned it on in the second half of the season. Was playing some phenomenal basketball, ended it, picked it back up as one of the highest scoring duos ever in postmodern basketball since Kobe and Shaq. Or no, they average more than Kobe and Shaq now. So it is a little premature, but Luka is cold, man. Luka is cold.
I got him 6. Oh no, I got him 7. I got him 7. I got 86. I got 86, and I got Luka 7.
I got Russ 7.
Which I mean is crazy for a second-year player, but I still think that Luka over crazy. Russ is a bit premature. Better shooter, you know what I mean? But I still think I'm going with Russ.
It's like when people were trying to throw LeBron James in that conversation when he had that phenomenal series versus Detroit. You know what I'm saying? They were saying LeBron James is top this, top that, top this, but like he kind of got swept by San Antonio. They was like, man, look, you ain't there yet, brother. Like we're not holding you to the same standards as we's holding. T-Max
you're naturally going to project the talent.
You're naturally going to project
this is going to end up special and like. I'm like scared of the conversation we're gonna have about Luka in the future. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we're a society that lives in a moment too. So I mean,
that's
what have you done for me lately?
That's the thing.
But lately he's doing a lot.
Doing a lot. Well, Luka doing a lot, and I bet you he's gonna want some company here soon. They've been in this bubble just lonely, trying to figure it out. But guess what, y'all? They about to bring the ladies to the bubble. You heard me. They finna have the girlfriends and the wives in the bubble. What you talking about? Now that's wild. How many in there we about to have that's gonna be, you used to be my girl, now you my girl. Oh, you used to be my wife, now you his girl. Oh, I used to be his girl, now I'm his wife. Whoo! It's gonna be fun. This could be fun.
They're going to have to treat this where they got designated visit time.
Yeah, not everybody can be in the hallways at a certain time. We need to make sure certain people is hitting this corridor at this hour. You feel me? I can't have and no venturing off the path. The path I gave you is the path you take. You feel me? That's how they got to set it up. I hope they put some undercover cameras in there so we can get some kind of little reality television jumping off. Because that would be the best reality TV show. Bump a real world, basketball wives, a bad girls club, all that rolled into one in there.
They don't need it, man. TJ Warren dropped 53 without the women there, man. They shooting the best. Austin Rivers had 41 points.
Right. That's a good point.
They don't need no distractions.
What we've eliminated with the bubble is the pre-game party, like when you're in LA for that one night, or when you're in Chicago, or you're in New York or Miami. Oh my God! So there's nothing to do but ball.
Nothing to do with ball.
Everybody's relationship ain't built the same, man. So some wives might be a good support system. Some girls might be a burden.
Over there nagging, talking about why ain't we go to the pool today? Why ain't we go get the tandem massage today? Because I'm getting buckets.
Yeah, whatever TJ Warren's doing, he should just roll like that.
Yeah. He need to tell his lady, I'll catch you in 2 months. Yeah, baby. What I'm doing is working.
I catch you in 2 months. A lot of people like him, Duncan Robinson.
But now,
working.
On the flip side, brothers like, you feel me, that ain't been able to shoot a lick or ain't been able to get it together in the bubble, they might be thinking, this is what I've been missing. My pre-game goodness.
That's what the game been missing.
You know what I'm saying?
The back rubs that the game been missing.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about, man.
You feel me? That stress just been still built up.
It's a real thing too, man. Like all jokes to the side, it's like just being away from your family. Like I know from being on deployment or whatnot, being away from your family, and when you're used to that daily interaction, it's different. Like go on the road and then come back.
Very different.
You know what I mean? So it's very like sometimes it helps guys lock in, but like for the family guys, it becomes a little bit more.
Especially the young guys.
Especially right now, because you got to think some of these guys. That's why some of them have opted out because they got young kids or kids with preconditions that they have to take care of, And some of these guys still decided to play. So
shoot, look at John Morant. He said he had to miss his daughter's first birthday. You know what I'm saying? First birthday. You know, that's a big milestone moment.
Those are tough decisions you got to make.
That's tough. Yeah. And, you know, and I know, like, people will say, like, oh, well, you know, people in the military have to do that all the time. But that's why I sympathize with it, because for whatever you do it for, because, you know,
it ain't easy.
It is not easy.
Yeah.
So most importantly, COVID, they've had 0 positive tests. So we need to keep it that way as well.
Bingo. Like that. So that's the thing too. When you talk about introducing more people to the bubble, it's like everybody here has been on the same program, other than some weird reports about Dwight. But other than that, everybody's pretty much like, you know, I get it. Like there was a chicken wing incident. You know, we're just gonna call it a chicken wing incident.
I don't even know who it was.
You know. But other than that, like everybody's pretty much been playing it straight. But we know, like. Your spouses, your significant others, they could influence the decisions you make, or you know they have to comply as well. Yeah, you know we've seen by like recent Twitter rants that sometimes you can't control your significant others' actions. So introducing people who don't have as much at stake, you know, that could be tricky. And you have to ask yourself, is it, you know, this is what the players negotiated and they were able to gain this, so I'm all for that because that goes, once again, healthy capitalism. Right, but absolutely. For just the science, you know what I mean, all politics aside, just the bubble. It is compromising the bubble to a certain extent when they've been doing a great job. They've been doing a great job.
And I think they need to keep doing a great job so we can get other sports back, because you can't argue with results. Can't argue with results. And I'm not saying other sports have the same type of setup as the NBA, but it's a damn good place to start. 0 positive testing. How many people they got about? Like 500-600 people, whatever. No one tested positive. Now you're going to add more people in there? Come on. I mean,
another 250.
I mean, like, I sympathize with the people away from their young children, their wives, especially the young guys. I was a younger guy when I moved out to California, and I was away from my family for about 2 years, and it does weigh on you heavy. But I mean, when we're talking about safety, though, at this point, you know, I don't want them to push the the limit. We're about to be in the playoffs. What happens if we get a positive test in the playoffs?
Yeah, don't do that to me.
We all know that depends on who it is.
Yeah,
you know,
big facts. Bronny Brown catch the COVID in there. They liable to be like 2 days off for everybody, or 14 days off for everybody.
14 days.
Everybody needs 14 days off.
Hey,
we'll pick it back up.
We gonna call them other teams that didn't make the bubble to come down here.
Yep, they gonna have their little.
Hey, Jack, what you doing?
NBA NIT.
Hey, Jack, what you doing? Come on down here. Feel me? You know, a little inside joke over here. You know, we talking about Zach LaVine.
Go ahead, tell him. Get off your chest, Bulls, man. Get off your chest,
Ex-Bulls fan. I don't know. He's a reformed Bulls fan.
I don't know nothing. I'm a Philly fan. And I get shit all day, man. So I'm giving it out.
I'm just saying.
He threw Ben Simmons, and I ain't even was talking about Ben.
He did do that. He did do you like that. But J. Cole to the Pistons?
Stop it.
Come on.
J. Cole to the Pistons?
So ridiculous.
What's up?
Yo, sign me right now. If y'all signing J. Cole, sign me. I'm feeling me to the Pistons.
Dreads flopping.
The bald head to the Pistons. He 35 years old, man. I don't think he has. I mean, it's all for publicity stunt, but
get a bucket,
bro. Just get a stop.
They wouldn't let. Nah, I ain't gonna lie to you. They didn't let Tony Romo join the league. They was trying to give Tony Romo a 10-day.
They was.
In the Mavs, and the league was like, nah, we can't give him a 10-day. If they let J. Cole get a little contract, I'm gonna be hot. Because Tony Romo kind of had a little game, and he played professional sports.
I'll be hot. Yeah. Number one, I'm not gonna feel too hurt because I like what J. Cole has going with Puma and with the reform.
It's
spin it to something positive. I love it. But
go ahead and get your.
I'm not mad at him for trying.
No, I'm mad at him for trying. I'm mad at the NBA.
Yes,
there's a lot of dudes out there that really can play. That really, I've been personally trying to be on that grind. I know a lot of people that have been on that grind. Last week's guest was in that same grind.
Yeah.
And, you know, these young guys, 23, 24, 25, not getting the opportunity where a guy like J. Cole, who's well off, doesn't necessarily need the opportunity. He could be an ambassador to a team like Charlotte, much like Drake is.
Yeah.
Still have the same impact. But it's like how people had an issue with Vince Carter playing 22 years. Bro, retire. Get somebody else's spot. Well, why are you going to take a spot from somebody? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, but, yo, J. Cole, best of luck, man. You know what I mean? Do what you do.
Get your buckets.
Yeah, get your buckets, man.
Yeah, I feel it.
Do what you do. I ain't gonna be hating, man. Get your buckets.
Nah, it's just not gonna happen though. You know what I mean?
Nah,
like
it's not gonna happen.
J. Cole's one of my favorite rappers out right now. Like you said, love everything that he's doing, but just you know, like you said, we know people that have been in that grind, and at 35, that's not where it starts. The journey don't start at 35 for nobody, bro.
In any sport.
You know what I mean?
In any sport. You can't even be a pro
I'd
bowler at 35.
I'd love to see him down at the Drew League.
You
know
feel me?
I mean? Like,
yeah, get him a little team at the Drew or something.
Like,
Go do that. Go do that. Yeah.
That's a fact.
You feel me? Yeah, I'm all the way with that.
I'm about to slide in the DM, see if you want to play in my summer league team.
Or even,
holla at him.
You know, have Q put him on the big three. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We can still celebrate that.
Yeah.
We can still
That's true.
celebrate
do
that.
that.
That's
Do
true.
that. Yeah.
Because that's where 35-year-olds go.
Yeah.
And he got fresh knees for a 35-year-old.
Yep.
Even in the booth.
That's a fresh 35.
Even in the
By
booth.
all
That's
means,
a
go
fresh
get
35.
buckets in the big three.
Yeah, but I don't know. He couldn't even get up to get that dunk at the All-Star game the other day. But he was.
He was hooping with Chris Brickley.
I'm gonna say this. He was in
sauce
like
with
the jeans and the sweater. No, actually, I think he was in like cargos or some basketball shorts. Either way it go, I'm gonna say he didn't get the good stretch in. So I understand. You feel me? If I don't get the good stretch in, you know, I can't rise up neither.
He's a legit ball player, but not
legit
NBA
ball player in the
caliber.
NBA.
You know what I'm saying? He could go to
I do
any
think
of your
he
local
can
parks
play.
to get buckets. Yeah.
I do think he play.
Yes, sir.
For sure, though.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you once again for listening to Take One Podcast. I was joined today by my brother Colin, my brother Fred. Appreciate y'all for listening. Check us out next time.